Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmelitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So today, continuing with the previous shloka, so we are moving forward to another shloka, which is the ninth one. So I'll read the shloka, then translation. एतां दृष्टिम् अवस्थाभ्य नष्टात्मनोलब्धुध्यते बुद्ध्ययः प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हितः. I'll read it again. एतां दृष्टिम् अवस्थाभ्य नष्टात्मनोल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्त्य उग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः. So, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. So, I'll read the purport as well. The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that they are less intelligent. The materialists who have no concept of God think that they are advancing. But according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization. But the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave toward one another. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world. Okay, so here Krishna is talking about, so he's mentioning the qualities of demoniac or atheistic persons to Arjuna. So this is not new that we are seeing today, but they were people, they were demoniac people in the past. Of course, they were very much advanced. They had their weapons exhibited, their spacecrafts exhibited, the bombs, everything they had exhibited. So they had much more technology than what we see today. Today we have everything like firepower. Everything is related to fire, the missiles or bombs or bullets, anything. But demons in those days were very much advanced. And if you see in even in Mahabharata also, the Pandavas and Kauravas, they're using different types of weapons like water weapon, tornado weapons. So there are different types of weapons. So targeting so many people. Now here the description is given about the demonic people who are trying to destroy the world. Now we need to understand this is a creation of the Lord, and there will always be the existence of demoniac and divine, because this place is of duality. So you will find good and bad. So here Krishna has already spoken about the good people, before the seventh shloka. So he has given the description of the divine personality. So now he's describing how all the qualities of demoniac and what they are doing here. So in this shloka also, he's talking about how they lost their intelligence, and they are completely engrossed in themselves. So they forget, they totally forget about someone who is superior to them, whom they have to surrender and accept. So that acceptance is not there. So thinking of themselves always. So that demoniac nature is actually killing themselves. So that is destroying the world, and also it is harming the others who are good as well. So that is what he is given here. So he's mentioning one thing is nashtaha. Nashta we understand destroy. Atmanaha. So Atmanam is self, and also he talks about these people are alpa buddhayaha. Alpa means less intelligent. So the people who are atheistic or demoniac, they're very less intelligent because they don't understand the ulterior purpose of the Supreme Lord. Why we have come here, or what is the purpose of engaging themselves here. That is one thing. And also, if you see in the shloka, in the third line, he talks about ugra karmaha. Now, we have heard about various types of karmaha in the previous chapters. So here he talks about ugra karma. So they are always engaged in ugra karma, very glorious activities which harms everybody. So that is what is explained. And shayaha jagato hitaha. That means hitaha means good for someone or self or someone else. But here Jagata Hitaha means you're trying to Jagata Hita means the welfare of the world. But here Kshayaha means hurting. So you're destroying the world's peace. So if you see the root meaning also, the word kshatriya, kshat means hurt. So here also kshayaha. So kshat means hurt. So you're hurting what? Jagata hitaha. So that means you're against the welfare of the society. So this is the problem with the demonic people, where because of their less intelligence and the self sense gratification, I can say. So that is what is leading them to destroy the world. They do not care about the other living entities, be it the plants or other species or animals or other human beings. For their ulterior or hidden motives, they are destroying this world. So that's the reason the more and more advanced the civilization becomes in terms of material progress, the more demoniac it will become. So we are seeing that more inventions we are trying to create, the more problems we are facing. So in day-to-day life, you can sit and analyze yourself the things when you go through, you see through everywhere. You'll see that they are going through a lot of problems. The more and more technology is coming up, trying to give us solutions. We are facing more and more problems. There are a lot of side effects which is going to happen as they are advancing. So this is Vaishnava philosophy because if you see the other philosophers, like for example, the impersonal philosophers or the Mayavadi philosophers, they say this world is untrue or this world is false. No, we do not say this world is false. We say, according to the Bhagavad Gita, this world is temporary and it is not going to be peaceful, because if we refer to that shloka, it says ashashvatam. Okay. And Dukkhalaya Ashashvatam. So there is Dukkha and there is non-permanence. So that is what is Vaishnava philosophy. So if one thing is untrue, the other one is true. According to the Mayavadi philosophy, it says one this world is false and the absolute world is real. We do not say that. So our philosophy is that if this cloth is made from cotton, so this is also true, and the source of this cloth, the cotton also is true, the plant is true. So this is Vaishnava philosophy. Only that the matter is here, this is temporary and here it is filled with misery. So that is what is Vaishnava philosophy. So the demoniac, to a certain extent, they talk about this, and the atheists also, who do not believe in God or submissive nature, they try to engage in all the qualities which has been mentioned in this chapter. So further also Krishna mentions in the next few shlokas the qualities of the demoniac or the atheistic nature people. So but if you see, Krishna has already given the description that why he is the supreme lord in fifth chapter also, where he concludes in the last shloka, bhoktaram yagna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam gnatva mam shantim mrichati. So here, the people, everyone is trying to look forward for peace. So shanti is the word in Sanskrit for peace. Shantim mrichati, that means to gain peace. Okay, so what is the source? Here Krishna is telling that bhoktaram yagna tapasam. Bhoktaram, bhoga means enjoyer. So he says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam. Yagna means the beneficiary. So we have seen that Yagna. Yagna means sacrifice. Everybody is sacrificing something or the other for themselves or for their families or for the society. The leaders are for sacrificing their time and everything for the society, family. We are doing for the family. We are sacrificing so many things, right? So everybody, in one sense, they are sacrificing. So here Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. So whatever the yagna is done, that enjoyer is actually me. So you have to surrender to me. And I am the Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Maheshwaram means Ishvara. Ishvara means controller. Maha Ishvara means the supreme controller. So he says, I am the Sarva Loka. He's not talking only about India, or he's not talking about this particular Asian continent, or he's talking about only this planet. He's saying Sarva Loka. There are different lokas. So he's telling that Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So I am the supreme controller of all the lokas. Then he says, Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. Sarva Bhutanam means are all the living entity. Suhrudam means, Hrudaya means heart. So, and Suhrudam means he is very dear. So someone is very dear to us, we feel very happy. Here we feel something in the heart region, right? We feel very happy. So he says, Suhrudam Sarva Bhutam. So he is very dear to all the living entities. Okay, then the person who knows this, gnatva, gnatva means the person who knows this, gnatva, mam. So who knows about me, this particular shloka which is mentioned, shantim richati. So he gets the ultimate peace. So here the solution is given, here the formula is given, but still there are demoniac and atheistic people who go against this. Now everything has to be for myself, me, myself, my society. So that is the mentality of the atheistic people. Um, Basically sense gratification, its own whims, their own plans. There's nothing reference to the scriptures or the higher authorities. They do not take any heed to the guidance which is given. So that is the reason. What happens is ultimately it will lead to destruction only. So it leads to war, famine, there is chaos, there are riots everywhere. So we see there are so many things, there are so many things happening in the world. There's terrorism, there is there is natural calamities which is happening. Natural calamities also, one of the causes because of the people itself. The more they become demoniac and the more they become materialistic, the nature also will not tolerate. Mother nature will never tolerate. So she will give her dose to everybody. So that is what is happening. So we see so many wars taking place. Time on time, goes on coming, because the ultimately what is happening, one leader wants to satisfy himself, the egoism which has to control. He thinks that I am the most powerful. So that is where is leading to war and famine. So war happens, famine also is there. So there is a shortage of food, there is shortage of supply, there's so much of demand, people are crying, people are depressed. So all this is leading because of those demoniac mentality which is there in so many people. And why? Because they are atheistic. So this is not new. Just like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, or any kings in the past, because of the kingdoms to be ruled, it has led to destruction of the world. Okay, so Prabhupada talks about the nuclear weapon also. We see so many nations We see so many nations involved in all these activities, and they are threatening each other nowadays if some misunderstanding happens. So some diplomatic issues are there, right? So this is what is leading world to any moment the war can take place and there will be bombing everywhere. Yeah. It's unlike the olden days, only the armies would fight. It's not the scenario today. So what takes place, it hits the civilian as well. They destroy the cities as well. Just like the recent example I can take about the Ukraine and Russian war which is happening, it is hitting hard on the civilians are getting killed. Innocent children, women are getting killed. What is their cause? What is the reason to kill them? So if you see the demoniacs, the society which is leading, Kali Yuga, the atheistic class would be more. In Kali Yuga, the atheistic class will be more and more, and it will go on increasing. Like the olden yugas, the previous yugas, Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga, more and more righteous, ritualistic, and religious people would exist. But as the ages decline, one by one, so we are into the final stage of this age where the destruction will be more and more. There will be disease, there will be famine, it will go on increasing. We are seeing one after another problems are arising. Though we say this technology has improved, we are entering into artificial intelligence. Okay, fine, we are inventing so many things, discovering so many things, but still there is no solution for all these things which is happening surrounding us. We are not able to control death. We are not able to control the diseases. One disease we are trying to find a vaccine, another is popping up, right? So you lead for another 50 years, some driving something to drive away some disease, and there's another one, new one coming up. And day by day, so many things, our immunity is reducing. The age factor, if you see, the longevity is reducing, so people are not surviving for long. New diseases are coming up, which is causing death to so many people. So hardly 60, 70 age people are surviving. So a lot of problems are occurring in life for everybody. Even if you have to survive, I want to earn money, I want to take care of my family, I want to save something, it is not happening because prices are increasing, inflation is going up. The food we eat, it is completely infected because there's so many things, pesticides, insecticides being used, and that is entering our body. Nothing is pure, nothing is natural. Everything is genetically modified nowadays in western countries, so that wants to be entered here also. So a lot of things are happening, the food we eat, the things we sleep, we are doing night shifts, so everything is affecting. So all these disturbances, all these calamities, what is happening ultimately, we are not in peace, we are not in peace. We think that having a good house, a good car, a wife, children, we are happy, but every moment we are struggling to show that we are happy, and we have to struggle so much for that moment of happiness. So this is the reality of life. This is what we are going through, but there is no acceptance. The one who accepts and surrenders, what I explained about the shloka, so that is where the solution is. There's one more shloka. Krishna talks about Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So here the shloka says that after many, many births, the intelligent person, the person who's actually intelligent, the person who is knowledgeable, so who knows about who is a very good theistic, that means who believes in God. So that person surrenders unto me. Why he's come to a conclusion, because after so many births of all these turbulences he has gone through, and he has gone through so much of things, he understands that this life is ultimate for me, and I have to surrender, I have to worship the Lord, and he is the supreme. I have to go back where I do not see all these miseries. So that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Samahatma Sudurlabha. So that person is very, very rare. So now you have come to this particular stage and understanding, you're getting this philosophy. Not many people get this. There are so many people now. Today is a Sunday. They'll wake up late. They'll go play somewhere. They'll go for a movie. They'll waste their time. You'll not get anything watching movie. You do not get out of your disease, or you do not get out of your problems just by watching some movie or just relaxing at home. The moment you start the bhakti process is where you'll understand. Now it doesn't mean that you leave this body and okay, you'll leave everything, you'll become a sannyasi or something like that, and you're peaceful, just like we have seen in some certain shows and all. Okay, you wear some robes and you go sit in the forest. It's not like that. So the moment you take up this process, there's an understanding, there is peace of mind. I know what is the reality of this world. Now I have to wait for that end moment where I'll always remember the Lord. And the moment I quit this, I do not have to come into this world again, and I do not have to suffer again. So this is the conclusion what it requires. So this is the understanding of our Vaishnava philosophy, and this shloka is very particularly explaining about the reality of this world, how people are. Okay, so it's already more than required time I have taken. I'll end my class here. Anybody has any questions or comments, or we can conclude. Hare Krishna.